your brother Tavon Swainell, and I have a question for all the Moorish supremacists out there who like to amalgamate different teachings with the Prophet. One of those teachings being that pale skin is albinism, and that the so-called I'll call them albino Asiatic people. Y'all call them. You would call them pale-skinned nations of Europe, right? Um, you try to justify this teaching by amalgamating different schools of thought. So, for sake of clarity, for those who take the Prophet seriously, and for all those who love Allah, and for all those who are not racist, and understand that Islam eradicates racism, uh, I have a simple Sunday school question for you, right? So most of you base your teachings on this concept of what it says in the original questionnaire. So I'm going to go over a couple of the questions real quick, right? Starting in question 57. Who were Adam and Eve? They are the ones who brought about a discord in the holy city of Mecca and were cast out. Question 58. Where did they go? They went into Europe. Question 59. What is the modern name given to their children? Romans. Question 60. What is the shade of their skin? Pale. So, real quick, you base this concept of people with blonde hair and blue eyes, people I'm going to say are albino Asiatic people. You base this concept of them being the pale-skinned nations of Europe because it stipulates later on in, I believe, question 70 in this question. Hold on. Yeah. What people represent the lower self? Those who are cast out of the holy city and those who accept their teachings. Again, those who are cast out of the holy city and those who accept their teachings. So where is the holy city? Well, let's go prior to in the same questionnaire. Where is the Garden of Eden? In the land of Canaan. What is the modern name for the Garden of Eden? Mecca. All right. So we see that where it says in question 57, who were Adam and Eve? They are the ones who brought about a discord in the holy city of Mecca and were cast out. That the Garden of Eden, the city of Mecca, are the same thing, right? So you're saying those who were cast out of Canaan, Mecca, and the Garden of Eden, right? That those are the people that represent the lower self, and that those are the pale-skinned nations of Europe, i.e. the Romans, right? So I have a question for you. If that's your standard, the people who were cast out of the holy city, I have a question for you, and it's based upon the literature. Let me read it real quick. Holy Quran, Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Noble Ali. Man, a little red funny hat, as my homie likes to say, right? Swoosh, swoosh. It says right here in the opening, right? Right here in the opening, right? The industrious acts of the Muslims of Northwest and Southwest Africa. These are the Moabites, Hammatites, and Canaanites who were driven out of the land of Canaan by Joshua. Driven out of the land of Canaan by Joshua. And so when you go into the text, you understand that the people, when Joshua and the rest of the Israelites move into the land of Canaan, that they do so by the permission of God, and that they're driven out with God's help. So if the Moabites, the Hammatites, the Canaanites, the Amorites, etc., were driven out of the land of Canaan, my question is this: at what point did your skin go from so-called olive to pale? And at what point did it go back from being from so-called pale to so-called olive? Because if you want me to go along with your line of thinking, you're telling me that like you're giving me the Book of Mormon demonstration on top of the Nation of Islam demonstration. You're saying that my skin can change colors based upon my belief. It, because again, it wasn't just so-called blonde hair and blue-eyed people who were cast out to begin with, right? It says that we were also cast out. So I don't understand. I don't remember this point in our history where we became blonde hair and blue-eyed, and where we became dark-skinned with dark hair and dark eyes again. I don't remember that point in history. When did it happen? Does anybody watching? Do you know? If you know, leave the answer down in the comment section. Um, but that's my simple question to all you more supremacist cats. At what point in time did your skin go from olive to pale, and from pale back to olive? Because we were obviously cast out. Obviously cast out. Case in point, where are we now? Why did the prophet even have to come to us? Yeah? With that, I say peace and love.